Hey guys, and welcome to a tutorial on Unity. Currently, I am using 5.3.4 F1, but I'm pretty sure a lot of this will work up to, I think it's 5.2 or 5.3, the beginning of 5.3. But I'm going to be talking about scene loading, you know, giving yourself different levels so you can go in here and do the old load and go to a different level. Now I'm doing some other stuff. That's why the clipping. I'm using one camera. But yeah, in order to do scene loading now, you actually have to add a namespace. Now, this isn't required right here, but in game I wanted a an array of strings. That way I can go up to my button and be like, well. Oh, and that brings up to my next subject. Like if I wanted to reload, bam, 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 reload, no big deal. But I put this array of strings. That way when I come up to this function, and because this isn't public, the buttons cannot access it. So I will make it public void, and it takes an integer. Okay. Now this one is taking a string, and I just pass it in a string. But it can also take a integer, but you don't do it this way. This is still loading it by a string. If you wanted just an integer, which I guess I could do that now, you can get rid of this and put level level. Come on, type E today. Okay, and this will pass in. This is for the string, but this is for the integer, and it'll pass in. It's just a build index. Now, the only reason I don't like this type of method right here, instead of what I had before, is if you go into your build setting and you load all your scenes, and you can add the current scene by going like so. Oh, what's this called? Oh, let's just get rid of it right out of the scene manager. Okay, now I can add it. Bam. And is because it's dependent on these numbers right here. So I can flop these around, break a whole bunch of stuff, get loaded into a different level, and that's not exactly what I want. That's kind of ridiculous. So this is why I had it stuffed into a instead of an integer, where I can do go up to button, have it like here, go into this, go into here, level to go, and pass in an integer like this. I wanted to pass in a string. Huh? Okay. I wanted to pass in a string. Not that one. Do. Where is it? Can't type today. But yeah. Which this one will do our lovely first level we have here. Bam, bam. No, no big deal, right? And we have our reload, which works. Then we have an integer. Now, this is prone to I don't like stuff because it can go anywhere. See, it went to this. Okay, and it can if you change the thing around, it would take you where you don't really want to go. So that's why I have a string based load instead of everything else. Now, you can still use an integer and pass it in, but that's the reason why I have this array with string names. So you can go up to it and go, okay, the event manager. The first one is level 1. Okay, so you go up to your button and you go right into your scene manager. Level to go. It takes an integer still. Now, arrays start at 0, so you got to remember that kind of stuff. And see, it goes to this now because it's going based on an array. Now remember, just because this says 1, this doesn't mean this element is going to be 1, okay? It's going to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. It's just like when we were doing our switching. When it comes to the array, the first thing is always 0. You know, so that's very important because if you put in your button and you want it to go 1, it's going to probably give you an error. I look for it to give me an error. Boop. Index out of range. Yep, just as I thought. So that's the reason why I have it a string array and then just pass in like an integer right here. So that way I'm still loading it from a string, but I'm passing the integer as the index of it, of everything on this function right here. Now this one is a direct string, like the exact name. Now lowercase, uppercase, it all matters. It has to be exact for this to work. And then this is just a reload. Reload the current scene as it was. Scene manager, load scene. You go back into scene manager dot get active scene dot name, and this passes in the name that you got currently as your active scene. So you could probably do get scene index at such and such. I didn't put no overload or nothing like that in it because you don't need it. Not for that anyway, but these you would. And this is just like a helper thing, which I've found more useful, but you got to make sure you have this namespace because Unity doesn't do. If you work with the UI on some things, like if you wanted a UI component right here, so you can put it in the inspector and manipulate it, you'd have to go using UnityEngine.ui. But yeah, you don't need update or nothing like that. So I hope this helps you in things so that you can load levels now. Now, in order to make a button and stuff like that, all you got to do is have a canvas. You can put it in a panel or whatever, or just have it nowhere. All you do, right click UI. Where's button? Button. Okay. Now, and you just do your anchor stuff. I mean, all you want bottom corner. There you go. And this is the bottom button that you want. Whatever the script is on, make a new action. I put it on the event system, but you don't have to. And then there you go. String, index, blah, 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 and boom. There you go. But like, hit, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, and take care, guys.